From a place far, far away comes a friend to find the way to be healthy and be strong. Come with him, come along. On Zardip search for healthy wellness. Come with him, come along. On Zardip search for healthy wellness. Everyone come along.
So far, so good, sir. I'm learning a lot of their secrets.
But can you really trust these Earth creatures, Zardip? They're not very intelligent. After all, they're from outer space.
Well, they'd say we're from outer space, sir.
See, that proves it. Be careful.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Zardip. Hi. What are you looking for? The basketball. Come on, help, Lori. I'll help, too.
Wait a second. There's something funny here. I knew it.
Got it. You coming, Zardip? No. I mean, maybe later. Okay, see ya.
You were right, sir.
About what?
Them. These aren't the same creatures that I met before. This is a different Lori and a different Peter.
How do you know?
The first Lori was 120.33 centimeters tall. This new one is 120.35 centimeters tall. The same thing for Peter.
Are you sure?
I measured them, and our lasers don't lie.
It must be some kind of trick. See what happens tomorrow and be on guard.
Don't worry, I will.
Hi.
Hi, Lori. What are you doing?
Homework.
Oh, well, go ahead. I'll just wait here.
120.36 centimeters. They changed them again.
Done. Let's go play catch. Come on, Zardip.
No, I don't play catch with strangers.
I'm not a stranger.
You are so. You don't fool me. I know you're not Peter.
He is too.
No way, and you're not Lori either.
I am so. What's going on, Zardip? This is weird.
You're not the same size as yesterday's Lori and Peter. You thought I wouldn't notice, but I did. You're each a tiny bit bigger.
Of course we are. We grew.
You what?
Grew. Everyone grows a tiny bit every day, every second.
You mean you change sizes? You grow?
Of course. Oh, very funny, Zardip. You really had me going for a second. Yeah, I suppose you were born that size?
Of course. Oh, no, that's ridiculous. I do know about growing. It's just that I forget sometimes.
It's very simple. You grow your whole life.
Are you sure?
That's a cell. Everything in your body is made up of tiny cells. Remember when you and Kim talked about this before?
Yes, but that looks really big.
That's just a drawing, silly. Cells are really tiny. There are about 60 trillion of them in your body.
60 trillion. Wow.
And they're all alive. They grow and die, and new cells replace them all the time. 10 million die every second, and 10 million more are born.
You mean all that's going on inside your body right now?
Uh-huh. You can't see it, but it's happening. And we're growing all the time, too. I grew 5 centimeters last year.
Wow, 5 centimeters in 1 year? So if you live to be 70, you should be 430 centimeters tall by the time you finish.
You could join a circus.
But I don't understand. Nobody's that tall.
That's because you slow way down as you get older. You grow most when you're a baby. You might be 50 centimeters when you're born, and maybe 80 or 90 centimeters when you're 2, and 120 around 7 or 8,
And 150 around 12.
And by the time you're 18, you're probably as tall as you're ever going to get.
From then on, you do the rest of your growing inside. You get heavier and thicker. Wow, that's neat. Does everything on Earth do that? Well, not stones.
Or baseball bats.
But every living thing does.
All things grow fast or slow. You should know all things grow. Everything is very small as life gets underway. And even though it's hard to see, they're growing every day. Every plant and animal and you from head to toe. All things grow. All things grow fast or slow. You should know all things grow. If you want to help things grow, give them lots of care. They'll need good food and exercise, clean water and fresh air. Every plant and animal and you from head to toe. All things grow. All things grow fast or slow. You should know that all things grow.
Wait a second. I just thought of something. You're both 9 years old, right?
Right.
But you're not the same height and weight.
That's because different people grow at different times. Sometimes one person's body isn't ready to grow and another's is.
Like boys and girls grow at different times. They stay the same until about 11, then girls grow faster.
And then at about 14, the boys begin to catch up and grow a lot.
Boy, growing is complicated. So how tall are you going to be?
I don't know.
You mean you can't choose?
What a joker you are, Zardip.
Yeah. Well, what determines how tall you are?
A lot of things. Your family, for one.
You mean they pick a size when you're born?
Zardip, stop it.
Oh, sorry, I don't understand.
It's called heredity. You get pretty much the same things your parents or grandparents have. If their skin is black or brown or fair, yours probably will be too. If they have blonde hair or dark eyes, yours will probably be the same.
That goes for height, too. If your parents are tall, you're likely to be tall. But if your parents are short, you're likely to be short.
Right.
Always?
No, but usually.
Well, what happens if your father's tall and your mother's short?
Well, then some of the children will be tall and some of them will be short, but some will also be in the middle. The same thing with heavy or skinny. If your parents are heavy, you'll probably be too.
If they're skinny, same thing.
Of course, most kids are pretty skinny. You usually get heavier after you've grown.
So if you want to know what you're probably going to look like, look at your parents or older brothers and sisters.
How tall is your father, Zardip?
Well, he's short.
Stop. We interrupt this program for a special question. Which is better, tall or short?
I don't know. Tall?
Short?
Wrong. Got you that time. It doesn't matter whether you're tall or short. What matters is that we care about each other, and I care about you. These dogs are both full-grown, but look how different they are. One is big and the other is small, but to their owners, they're both perfect.
Hey, neat.
Thank you. We now return to our regular program, but before we do you think I'm tall or short, big or small? Does it matter?
I get it. So it doesn't really matter, does it? Unless you want to be a basketball player, then you should choose tall parents. Or if you want to be a midget, then you should choose small ones.
There's just one problem.
What?
You don't get to choose your parents.
Oh, yeah. Too bad.
Anyways, your family is only one thing that determines how tall you'll be. There are other things just as important.
Like what?
Like eating good, nutritious food. If you don't get the right amount of protein and carbohydrates and vitamins and all that, you won't be as tall or be as healthy as you should.
That's why when people from poor countries come here, their children sometimes grow taller than their parents. They get better food.
Say, that's right. I know a creature who grew 17 times bigger than her parents just by eating Fraggo nuts.
What?
Nothing. What else affects your growing?
Exercise and sleep. If you're not in good shape or don't get enough rest, you won't grow like you should.
Okay, so the things that determine how tall you'll grow are how tall your family is, eating nutritious food, exercising, and giving your body plenty of rest.
You got it. And I'm going to get it if I don't get going.
Me too. See you, Zardip. Bye.
Bye.
Zardip, did you figure out what's going on? Was it really them?
Yes, sir. Only they've changed. They change all the time. They're always growing.
Don't they get dizzy or something?
I don't think they feel it, sir.
What a dumb way to do things. Why don't they just stay the way they came, like we do? It seems that, to me, no, I'm breaking again.
Well, maybe that's the reason, sir. Maybe if you're always growing and changing, it helps you not to break.
That's nonsense. That is ridiculous. Ridiculous, I say.
I bet it isn't ridiculous, and I'm going to find out. Goodbye, sir. Yes, sir.
Do you hear that? Maybe he's right about this growing business.
All things grow fast or slow. You should know all things grow. Everything is very small as life gets underway. And even though it's hard to see, they're growing every day. Every plant and animal and you from head to toe. All things grow. All things grow fast or slow. You should know all things grow. If you want to help things grow, give them lots of care. They'll need good food and exercise, clean water and fresh air. Every plant and animal and you from head to toe. All things grow. All things grow fast or slow. You should know that all things grow.
A teacher's guide for this series is available from ABC Education. For further information, contact 1-800-800-150.